We're going to change a cabin air filter on a 2013 SE EcoBoost Ford Fusion. What we're going to have to do is actually remove this side panel. We're going to have to remove this little bezel, pop the glove box off, and the air filter is going to be hiding behind all of that. Here's going to be the tools that you're going to need. You need a 7mm socket, an extension, and the socket wrench, as well as a screwdriver with a Phillips head tip. And I'm also going to add on the adapter so I can put it on the tip of the screwdriver and then add a socket to it. First things first, just empty the contents of the glove box. Once you empty out the glove box, you keep the glove box open, which is going to expose the tip of this little panel. See, when it's shut, you have no way of grabbing it. You can get a little bit of leverage and just pull straight out this way. You're going to hear it pop. Once we have this side panel popped, our next step is going to be popping off this vent with the trim, and it's going to come off all as one piece. And there we go. Okay, once we have this panel popped off, our next step is actually to remove the entire glove box. There's going to be 4 different bolts that we need to remove, and 2 of them are right here in the very front. There's one here and one there, and these are what we're going to use the 7mm sockets for. Now that I've shown you where these 2 bolts are going to be to remove the glove box, there's going to be 2 more on the bottom. This is the one you need to remove. Do not remove these 2. This one's a lot harder. That's why I recommended using the 7mm extension, because the other bolt is right there. So like I said, don't do those 2 bolts. Simply got my socket wrench with the 7mm on it, and I'm going to use it to just kind of break loose the bolt. Once I have it loose, I'm going to actually use the screwdriver with the extension. And then there's the other one. Next 2 are these ones right here on the top. I'm just going to use the socket wrench, make them a little easier to turn. That one's out. Okay, so now all we want to do is actually remove the whole glove box. I started the right side just so you can see, but you have a little clip there and a clip right there. Okay, I've got the glove box removed. The last thing we need to do is there's a little clip right here. Just pinch the top, pull it right off. Okay, so here's the glove box. As you can see in here, there you go. There's one Phillips screw right here. Has a little bit of yellow on it. And there's the second one right there. Alright, so that one's out. Next is this side. Alright, so that's out. Now, there's going to be these little clips here. Just move that over to the side. Move that one over to the side. And then use these little pull tabs. And there's the filter. The car has about 12,000 miles on it, and you can see inside the filter there's all the contaminants that it picked up. Another thing we need to take in consideration is the airflow direction. It's really kind of hard to see, but this one's facing down. So once we put the new one in, we're going to do the same thing. So to get an idea, here's a close-up of all the junk that's in this filter. And compare that to the new filter. This old one's pretty nasty. This filter's a little bit easier to see. Airflow is pointing down. Same with this one, you just can't tell as easy. We're going to take the new one and place it right back in. It's a pretty tight fit actually. And these edges are a little stronger, so you can use those to press in. I'm actually getting a lot of tension. It doesn't seem like it wants to go in all the way. As you can see, I guess 2/3 of it go in pretty well, and then I start getting these where it's kind of bending up. I don't know how to get that in there, so I'm just going to put a little more force to it. Alright, this is kind of hard to see, but I'll do my best. Now, once you got the filter in, you're going to need to close the flap. But if you notice right down here on the bottom, this little plastic piece can flex a lot. So if you have it all the way extended and try shutting the flap, it's not going to work. So you actually kind of need to press down on the flap and then pop it right in. Really, really easy. So I'll do that again because this is where I had a problem. Is I had it extended, pushing it all the way up, and it won't go in. So press it down just a little bit, pops right in. So now we're going to put the little Phillips head screws right back in and start with the reassembly process. I wouldn't really recommend any power tools to tighten this up. It might strip out the plastic a little bit, so just kind of get it snug with a hand tool and you should be fine. We need to put that clip back in, which if you can see, it's right here. So just line it up, snap it in. You can see this is all lined up. Just press it in. That clip is in. That clip is in. And then now we're going to put these two bolts back in and the two right back on the bottom. So we're good to go there. Now it's time to do the bottom. We just did this bottom left side. It's in there. Now on to that one. Got that snug. Next step, we're going to put the trim back on. As we remember, there's 5 different clips, so line those up. One, two, three, 4, and 5. Last thing we need to do is put on the side panel. Same thing, 5 different clips, line them up. Good to go. Glove box works, everything's smooth. And that's it. Everything's done.